Hello, fellow classmates. My name is Andy Grabowski, and today I'm going to share with you my presentation on dyslexia. So, what is dyslexia? On the screen, I have a definition as defined by the International Dyslexia Association. But to sum up this lengthy definition, in brief, dyslexia is a difficulty with accuracy and fluency in reading. Another a strong statement that I found in my research that a lot of professionals tend to say, um, and it's kind of changing around the first line of this definition where it says dyslexia is a specific learning disability. I found a lot of professionals like to say that it is not a learning disability as much as it is a difference in how students learn. So I found that to be a pretty strong statement and thought I'd share that with you guys as well. So some of the characteristics in dyslexia. Dyslexics may have difficulty, or I should say will have difficulty with reading, writing, and or spelling at their grade level. And you can see I wrote there that they are highly intelligent. I included that there because that is one of the greatest misconceptions with dyslexics, and that is that they're sometimes referred to as just not very smart, yet they are highly intelligent, and they demonstrate that on tests and IQ tests even. You can see in the next bullet point that I say that they may test highly, um, but oftentimes when given an oral test. And when they are given a written test, that is where they tend to struggle with that reading. Their scores may be a lot lower. So that's one indicator you may notice when you are assessing a student who you may believe has dyslexia. They may have attention issues. So they might be either very hyper or sometimes just a daydreamer. I found in some of my research too, in relation to being hyper, some dyslexics may also be diagnosed with ADD or ADHD. They are below grade level in comprehension skills, and this tends to be because of their reading skills. Um, they will lack in that comprehension area as well. They will hide or zone out or refuse to read when they are asked to read out loud. They struggle to put thoughts to words. They struggle sometimes with motor skills. So this one I found interesting and hadn't thought about this, but I found that they may have issues or difficulties holding pencils, how to grip the pencil appropriately. They also may have difficulty in sports, and handling, say, like a basketball in basketball. They may have difficulty with time management and sequential numbers. Those two we put together as the time, I guess, will rotate sequentially, and students may have a hard time keeping track of time. They may be good at arithmetic, but perform lower on word problem math questions. Again, goes back to that the struggles that they have with reading. So other facts I wanted to share that dyslexia is a lifelong language learning disability with no cure. It affects about 20% of the population who may have a learning disability. It's commonly misdiagnosed, and it impacts both girls and boys equally. I also wrote a couple myths that I found. One that I've already said, where it's dyslexics are referred to as sometimes as just not being very smart when they are highly intelligent. Another myth is dyslexia is a visual problem, where those diagnosed with it may sometimes see words backwards or letters backwards or even write them backwards as a result, when in fact it has nothing to do with the vision at all. Assessing and diagnosing dyslexia. It is not a medical problem. Therefore, a general doctor is generally not the one that would be diagnosing one with dyslexia. Parents are a great resource because they are the ones they see their children at home with reading. Teachers, reading specialists. There are also pediatricians who are experts in various reading skills and comprehension. But these are all important players in assessing and diagnosing dyslexia. Assessments I have listed here, which are really based off of phonological awareness tests and reading fluency and accuracy. Um, these are tests that will be conducted to determine or diagnose if a child has dyslexia. These are a couple here that go ahead and research a little further um, as you see fit. Educational accommodations. I found that a lot of research suggests creating an inclusive classroom is very important. Instructions for students diagnosed with dyslexia could be written in a larger font or have interletter spacing, is what they refer to it as, or just larger spaces between words. Highlighting sentences may help a student focus more as they read. Tearing out worksheets from workbooks, I found this interesting, but this was suggested as a way to declutter and allow the student to focus on that one worksheet at a time. Dyslexic students are sometimes given more time for test taking or given audiobooks or oral instructions on tests or assignments as a means of assistive technologies. And there's also the IMSE Orton Gillingham program, which is a program designed around reading strategies that are very useful when assisting a student with dyslexia. And here are a couple other resources that I really found very strong in terms of explaining what it is and strategies that parents, teachers, and even the students themselves can find more information on dyslexia and how to um, find the proper way of instructing a student with dyslexia, coping strategies for the student themselves, and way parents can become involved in assisting their child.